What is up, everyone? We are here with Slush versus iNcontroL, a ZVP matchup, and casting with me tonight is, of course, going to be Diggity. iNcontroL is opting to play tonight, and Diggity, what's going on, man?
Not much. I'm glad to have the beta back out. This is going to be part of Phase 2. I'm not sure when you guys are going to be seeing this. I am extremely excited to be casting StarCraft again. It feels like it's just been this big empty void. iNcontroL, very strong Protoss player. It's funny because iNcontroL back in original StarCraft, he's more of a psychological player, and he was more about kind of catching players out of position, where I feel like now he's kind of settled down into more of a just flat, open, try to take bases ground game, which I guess maybe it's because he switched to Protoss. And Slush, what I've seen of Slush, he's just a gritty guy. He's a gritty player. iNcontrol's impression of him is that he tries to play a lot like Machine, where he kind of plays predictably, but that's not what I've seen when Slush has had stuff on the line. He's played a little bit more aggressive. He's played a lot more creative. One thing I can say is he hates losing. He's part of that big poker connection with Havad Khan, and I almost guarantee he has money somewhere on this game.
All right, so maybe a little bit of a bet running on this game. We do have iNcontroL spawning is the yellow Protoss in the south, and on the right side of the map, we do have Slush, the blue Zerg. Now, they are spawning a little bit close to each other in the sense that on this map, Zerg likes to take their natural expansion and then quickly take that high yield. But now with the Protoss player spawning directly next to that high yield mineral placement, it might be a little bit rough for Slush to obviously take that. We do have a pylon being placed at the choke next to, or in front of, I should say, his natural expansion. So we might be seeing a little bit of a wall off here and a little bit of a fast expand build from the Protoss player.
Yeah, I'm curious if iNcontrol's figured out some sort of fast expansion method, which has been kind of the golden in original StarCraft. That is what you did. You went for fast expansion generally versus a Zerg player. Really, Protoss have had a lot more difficulty in StarCraft 2 because you don't have the height advantage because of just the timing off the forge, off the cannons. Looks like we are seeing a gateway opening. But what this will do is this will do two things. First of all, iNcontrol needs to make sure that he maintains a unit control, because if Slush does manage to go up and start killing stuff, he's going to have the gateways right there, and he's going to be able to pick off units as soon as they're cropping out. But iNcontrol will have that nice defensible position. If he does have a good degree of unit control to take his natural expansion, it looks like Slush scouting immediately, iNcontrol also scouting immediately at the 3 o'clock location, iNcontrol just sitting there, and this is going to pay off more for iNcontrol than it will for Slush. Slush looks like he's already getting that spawning pool out, but he's going to have to get some Zerglings out there to try to take care of that probe just sitting at his natural expansion before he's going to be able to start expoing up.
We do have that gateway now completely warped in. We'll have to see what he decides to throw down next. We do have a second pylon inside of his base. We also have an extractor going up for Slush. He just now moved over those 3 drones into it, so he's going to be a little bit late if he was going to be getting that Zergling speed from that pull as soon as it pops. But now we have a forge going down from iNcontrol and a nice little wall off. But one thing to note is that that pylon is exposed right now from raged units. I would like to see Protoss players, especially iNcontrol in this match, move those buildings up a little bit to kind of add some buffer room there to allow it to not be attacked from range. But we do have a second Zealot being chrono boosted, possibly going to be seeing some more aggression here. I think iNcontrol was thinking that we might see a fast expand from Slush, but looks like he's going to be pulling back those units, and now we see Slush continuing to get up some Zerglings here and kind of hiding them on the left side of his base.
Yeah, it looks like iNcontrol is actually creating what I'm going to have to call the Neo Fast expansion, opening up with Gateway first, then Forge. One nice thing about the Forge cannons is cannons really good against Roaches early game, so you can hold off a lot of the mid-tier units. So that looks like iNcontrol might be able to take that expansion a lot more quickly than Slush is. Slush is going to be significantly economically behind. And actually, when you think about that gateway at that forward position like that, Slush does have to play a little bit more defensively, because that is just about 3 or 4 more seconds that the Zealots can get a little bit speedier into his base. So Slush, in the meantime, looks like he's just hiding Zerglings in the corner. I think he's just going to go for an all-out Zergling attack here in a second.
And we might see him throw down the Baneling Nest, and of course, there it is in the north part of his base. He is also getting that metabolic boost, making those Zerglings into Speedlings. So I think we are definitely going to see a bust here. And with those pylons, and only I guess the Gateway and the Forge have a little bit more HP than obviously those pylons. So it's going to be a little bit of a hard bust. We're going to have to see if he can get those Banelings into that pylon and possibly just run straight into the main of iNcontrol. There's the Cybernetics core from iNcontrol, and now the Zerglings are out in the middle of the map. That Baneling Nest has just finished. You're going to be seeing some Banelings here morphed relatively soon. There they start to go in the middle of the map.
One thing I don't like from iNcontroL right now is he's not sending out any sort of scout. He has no clue what Slush is doing. He has no idea that this bust is coming. He needs to send a zealot out or anything, really, get an observer out in the field just to make sure he can keep an eye on Slush. Right here, he's completely in the dark. He doesn't know if there's a natural expansion, a huge bust, or what coming at him.
Yeah, we do have 2 more gateways going up, but it might be too late for the Protoss player as there are a ton of Banelings now, as well as Zerglings in the middle of the map. And like you said, he has no idea that this bust is about to happen. He only has 2 Zealots right now, and he looks like he's not building any units. He is researching that Warp Gate research from the Cybernetics Core. It looks like he's not opting to Chrono Boost it either, which looks like he's sitting at about 60 or 7 energy. And here comes the bust. There go the Banelings taking out that cannon, and those Zealots are going to be quick to fall. Wow, a great Baneling there, and there's the GG from iNcontroL. Really no answer to that quick Baneling bust, so Slush is going to take game 1 here on Lost Temple, and we are going to be back with Metalopolis as game 2.
I got to say, that was a beautiful